Everybody, hope you all had a wonderful weekend and you're all ready to get to work. Welcome to our House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. Just a reminder, I want to call it to order, and this meeting is being recorded virtually, and we also allow virtual participation as well. If there are any technical issues, we'll take a break until we can fix that, and we would ask everyone to please mute your cell phones. Before we begin, I would ask all of us that are able to stand, please stand so we can say our pledge. Flag. Republic. One nation. For all. Thank you very much. Paula, would you mind taking attendance, please?
Pashinsky,
Here.
Burgos, Fratiz, Friel, Green,
Vote by designation.
Hambidge,
Here.
Howard,
Here.
Kincaid, Khan, Parker,
By designation.
Rab.
Sorry. She's on her way.
Oh, she's on her way? Okay.
Yep.
Rab, Sappy, Steele, and Takak. Mao, Borowitz, Cook, Lime, Gregory, Jones, Grimkrupa, Lawrence, Mostello, Owlett, Zimmerman.
Okay, we definitely have a quorum. All right, the first bill we have is House Bill 245, reported from our House Agriculture Committee. House Bill 245 is sponsored by Representative Borowitz. I move to consider House Bill 245. Representative Borowitz seconds. Representative Borowitz, would you like to speak on your bill?
Sure. Thank you, Chairman. It's a very simple bill. House Bill 245 amends Title 75 to exempt multi-purpose agriculture vehicles, so ATVs or side-by-sides, from registration requirements when operated on highways between farms up to 10 miles. So literally it changes from 5 miles to 10 miles between farms. Pretty simple bill. Literally in the bill, just changes 5 and puts in 10 miles. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Representative. Any questions or discussions on the bill? Any negative votes on the bill? Seeing none, House Bill 245 is reported from the House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. All right, let's go on to the next bill. House Bill 2309, sponsored by Representative Kincaid. I move to consider House Bill 2309 and Representative Kincaid seconds. Representative Kincaid, would you like to explain your bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you know, dairy is a critical component of the state's overall agriculture economy. Our family-owned dairy farms are an economic multiplier and supporting jobs, purchasing goods, and producing a wholesome product for their neighbors. There are more than 4,000 dairy farms in Pennsylvania responsible for 45,000 direct jobs and contributing more than $10 million in economic impact. Dairy is a significant economic engine, and it's important that the state continue to provide creative solutions to our family farms, to weather the uncertainties of an unpredictable commodity market. In 2018, Congress created the Dairy Margin Coverage Risk Management Program as part of the federal Farm Bill. And for those who are unfamiliar, it basically operates as crop insurance for milk. This program provides farmers payments when their cost of production and the price received for their milk falls below certain coverage levels. There are various coverage levels that farmers can select when enrolling in the program. The highest level of coverage offered by the USDA provides farmers with the most significant amount of coverage, but like traditional insurance products, the more you protect, the more expensive it can become. National dairy economists suggest that the greatest way for dairy producers to hedge against risk is to participate at the highest level of coverage, and thankfully most dairy farmers in Pennsylvania enrolled in the program are enrolled at that level. To encourage greater participation, other states like Maryland, Virginia, and Minnesota have provided farmers with incentive payments to enroll. My legislation would give the Department of Agriculture the ability to offer similar incentive programs. We have a history of providing this type of support to our farmers. Back in the late 1990s, the state helped producers offset the cost of participating in crop insurance programs, believing it is a better strategy to use crop insurance to manage risk than relying on disaster payments. HB 2309 would provide the same strategy to our dairy farmers. By providing assistance to enroll, we can help even more of our dairy farmers better manage the cyclical nature of the commodity market by having a safety net in times of low prices. Governor Shapiro, in his proposed budget, suggested allocating $5.6 million to the department to help producers offset the cost of participating, with a goal of enrolling even more dairy farmers in the program. This bill would give the department the programmatic ability to do just that. As my colleagues in this committee are aware, June is Dairy Month, and June 1st was National Milk Day. We recognize and honor the work of our Pennsylvania dairy farmers and producers who continue to create a wholesome product for all of us to enjoy. Helping farmers offset some of the costs participating in a risk management program is one way that we can help support the dairy industry. And I would hope that all of my colleagues would vote yes on this bill, especially as we are seeing year over year a loss of dairy farms, and Pennsylvania's net production of dairy is produced not by large factory farms, but by small family farms, and we need to support them. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Representative. Any questions or discussion? Chairman Mao?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Kincaid, I'm certainly going to encourage a yes vote on your language in this bill. However, I think that when we get to the floor, I think that we should be a little less vague as to how the secretary would distribute the funding. It's just a little bit too broad. I don't want to just give an open door to say, here, you decide how this is done. I think we should give them a more narrow scope of how the funding is driven out. We all want to save our dairy farms, and I would like to see it tightened up just a little bit. So hopefully you'll be open to some possibly an amendment or two to tighten it up so we can decide exactly where this funding goes. But thank you, and I'm going to encourage a yes vote on my side.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good point. Anyone that has any recommendations, again, please share that with Representative Kincaid and see whether we can come to some agreement. Any other discussion or questions? Seeing none, are there any no votes? No votes? Therefore, House Bill 239 is reported from the House Agriculture Committee. Congratulations. Now we're going to move on to the next item on our agenda. That's House Bill 2310, sponsored by Representative Takak. I move to consider Bill 2310. Representative Takak seconds. Representative, would you like to explain your bill?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, agriculture has long been at the forefront of innovation and adaptation. Pennsylvania farmers and food processors have a long history of embracing new technologies and best practices to both improve their conservation stewardship and to create resiliency in their businesses. What were once revolutionary practices, such as no-till planting and cover crops, are now widely adopted and benefit both farms and the environment. And the pace of agricultural research and innovation continues to accelerate, utilizing new technologies from mechanization and biochemical analyses to augmented reality and even AI. Through the work of business developers and research institutions, including the exceptional research and outreach education at Penn State, in my home district, I might add, and at universities and research centers around the world. As the pace of discovery grows, it's important that we help Pennsylvania farmers and companies adopt and take advantage of the latest new technology and best practices. That's why I'm excited to offer House Bill 2310, which will create the Pennsylvania Agriculture Innovation Fund. This fund will provide grants to farmers, agricultural technical service providers, cooperatives, and processing companies to adopt innovative practices and technology that will make them more efficient, profitable, and sustainable, while also benefiting the environment and climate. For example, the types of innovation funded through this program could include technologies to produce renewable energy from agricultural sources such as methane or low-grade waste lumber, technologies to process commodities and products that effectively sequester atmospheric carbon, devices like drones that help farmers increase the precision of crop protection and advanced field scouting, augmented reality to help farmers improve diagnostic capabilities on equipment and machinery, robotic equipment to improve efficiency and increase the utilization of raw materials in the products that consumers use, and other innovative approaches that could improve biosecurity practices or address the rising threats of cybersecurity, and much more. That is why this legislation seeks to strike a balance between creating clear program guidelines while not defining innovation too narrowly. After all, we want to be able to help Pennsylvania farmers adopt to new technology and best practices now and far into the future. So we need a program that will remain somewhat flexible as the pace of research and innovation marches on. Therefore, while grants for this program will be administered by the Department of Agriculture in consultation with the State Conservation Commission, the final determination of grant awardees will be made by an independent board. House Bill 2310 does specify the types of applicants who can apply for grants. Eligible applicants include farmers, food processors, cooperatives, and technical service providers. And the grants will operate as reimbursement grants with matching requirements. They can be awarded for planning projects up to $50,000 per applicant with a 30% match. Projects that benefit individual farms or agribusinesses up to $200,000 each. And larger projects with a regional impact that benefits multiple farms, businesses, or service providers up to $2 million per award. The latter two each have a 50% match. It's also important to note that while House Bill 2310 creates the parameters by which the Department of Agriculture can administer the program and award grants, there is no automatic funding attached to this legislation. The concept of an Agriculture Innovation Fund was included in Governor Shapiro's proposed budget, and agriculture is one of 5 priority industry sectors in his proposed economic development plan. Given the critical importance of agriculture in our Commonwealth, investments that help our farmers and companies grow, adapt, and thrive is both timely and important. I ask for your support for House Bill 2310 so that we can help Pennsylvania farmers lean into the future and build on the long-standing legacy of innovation and conservation. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Thank you, Representative. Are there any questions, discussion? Okay. Are there any no votes? Okay. Paula, would you take roll call, please?
Pashinsky,
Yes.
Burgos, Cepeda Fraites, Creel, Green,
By designation.
Hambidge,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Khan, Kincaid, Parker, Rab, Sappy, Takak, Mao,
Yes.
Borowitz, Cook, Lime,
No by designation.
Gregory, Jones, Grim-Krupa,
Yes by designation.
Lawrence,
Yes by designation.
Mostello, Owlett, Zimmerman.
Thank you, Paula. We definitely have a majority there. House Bill 2310 is reported out of the House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. We're now going to move on to our next item, which is going to be House Bill 2354. I'd like to second this by Representative Clunk and Sappy. The bill's sponsor is Representative Clunk, and you are here with us today. Would you care to share your information with us? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you bringing up House Bill 2354. This bill will address some concerns that have been expressed not only to me, but Representative Sappy and a number of members who have boarding kennels across Pennsylvania's borders. While it's been an animal health regulatory requirement in Pennsylvania since 1975 for dogs imported into the state to have a health certificate, the provision that now exists in the dog law appears new to dog owners and kennels and can be enforced now by the state dog wardens. The requirement for an interstate certificate of veterinary inspected, or a CVI, to import dogs from another state is important to protect dog health and to minimize the introduction of disease into Pennsylvania. CVIs are valid in Pennsylvania for 60 days, regardless of the state of origin that may have a lesser number of days. Now, the requirement for dog owners who regularly board dogs across the border in Pennsylvania to get a CVI every 60 days can be expensive and is causing businesses to be impacted across our districts, those boarding kennels we've all heard from. Privately owned dogs that are regularly boarded in Pennsylvania kennels and returned to their owners present minimal risk of compromising the health of other dogs here in Pennsylvania. The bill is specifically designed to eliminate the CVI requirement for dogs that are boarded here that come from states that directly border Pennsylvania, like in my case, Maryland. It has been suggested that the language is too restrictive and that CVIs should be eliminated for dogs boarded here that come from a certain distance or that come in from any other state. I would not support such an amendment, since states that directly border Pennsylvania have a similar disease profile and the risk is minimal to accept dogs from those states. There are many states that have endemic disease and health problems in dogs, and requiring a CVI for those dogs is an important animal health function. Another very important provision in House Bill 2354 is language to correct an unlawful delegation of authority issue that currently exists in the dog law. Without correcting it, our dog law could be challenged in court and potentially rendered unconstitutional. Mr. Chairman, I understand that there are two amendments that will be offered today, and I am supportive of both of them. And thank you so very much for bringing up this bill to correct this issue for our constituents. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative, and thank you for all your good work. To clarify the record, I did call up House Bill 2354, and it was seconded by Representative Sappy. Now, at this time, with those two amendments, the first one I'd like to bring up, consider Representative Sappy's amendment A04609. I'll bring it up, seconded by Representative Sappy. Representative, would you like to speak on your amendment?
Thank you, Chairman. This is a simple amendment to clarify and include the definition of service dog and service dog kennel to reduce the license costs.
Any questions or discussion on Amendment A04609? Are there any no votes? Seeing none, Amendment A04609 is adopted. Our next amendment is Amendment A04600, offered by Chairman Mao. Mr. Chairman, would you like to speak on your amendment?
I would.
I second that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A04600 will eliminate the current requirement for a 14-day isolation period for dogs imported into kennels from another state or country and instead require a 14-day quarantine period unless the imported dog has a certification by a veterinarian that certain tests, treatments, and vaccinations have been done. All kennels that import dogs from other states or countries will have to have and implement a plan of veterinary care approved by a veterinarian that includes protocols for diagnosis, testing, treatment, quarantine, prevention and disinfection to contagious, infectious, communicable, and zoonotic diseases to minimize the possibility of transmission of disease. This provision replaces the current isolation plan. This amendment is offered in response to concerns raised by stakeholders while maintaining the best interests of the dog's health. I encourage your support on Amendment 04600. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Chairman Mao. Any questions or discussion? Any no votes? Seeing none, Amendment A04600 is adopted. Now we have House Bill 2354 as amended. I'll move to consider House Bill 2354 as amended, seconded by Representative Cook. Are there any questions or discussions on the bill as amended? Are there any no votes on House Bill 2354 as amended? There are? Okay. Then in that case, Paula, would you please take the roll?
Pashensky,
Yes.
Burgos, Cepeda Fratiz, Creel, Green,
By designation.
Hambidge,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Hahn, Kincaid, Parker, Rab, Sappy, Takak. Okay, Mao,
Yes.
Borowitz, Cook, Lime,
No by designation.
Gregory, Jones,
He's a yes. By
Grim
designation.
Krupa,
Yes by designation.
Lawrence,
Yes by designation.
Mostello, Owlett, Zimmerman,
Definitely have the majority. We now move forward. House Bill 2354 as reported as amended. Thank you very much. We're now moving on to House Bill 2357. The next item on our agenda is House Bill 2357, sponsored by myself, and Chairman Kinsey has worked a great deal on that, seconded by Representative Burgos. Briefly on the bill, House Bill 2357 establishes the new Food Bucks program to help stretch the SNAP benefits while encouraging healthy eating by providing at least 40 cents to a SNAP participant for every dollar that is expended, redeemed at eligible food retailers' purchases of qualifying fruits and vegetables. Eligible food retailers, including farmers markets, corner stores, grocery stores, supermarkets that redeem SNAP benefits. The program would be administered by a Pennsylvania nonprofit organization selected by the Department of Agriculture, who has experience in administering food incentive programs. The grantee is responsible for developing the mechanism for delivering the benefit incentives, as well as conducting the program's evaluation every 2 years that will be accessible to the public. The grantee would also be authorized to use appropriate funding as matching funds for federal matching dollars. Not only would this program help stretch critical SNAP dollars and encourage people to eat healthy foods, it would also help to increase the demand at our grocery stores, farmer markets, corner stores, and other SNAP-accepting food retailers across our entire Commonwealth. I would like to thank Chairman Kinsey for his partnership and request your support for this legislation that is supported by the Food Trust and the Pennsylvania Food Merchants Association. Are there any questions or discussion? Representative Kincaid.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to share, I actually sat on a panel last week to talk about Food Bucks program as it currently operates, and the real need for this program to exist at the state level, because there are so many people that rely on this, and not just people who are able to access fresh fruits and vegetables, but also a lot of our farmers who are able to actually see a profit from being able to receive funds on this. And as a state, we are leaving federal money on the table by not participating and by not getting this one-to-one match. So I hope that all of my colleagues will support this, because it's a really critical program, not just for combating food insecurity, but also for supporting our local farms. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Any other discussion or questions? Seeing none, are there any no votes? Okay. In that case, Paula, would you take the roll, please?
Pashensky,
Yes.
Burgos, Cepeda Fraites, Friel, Green,
Yes by designation.
Hambidge,
Yes.
Howard, Khan, Kincaid, Parker, Rab, Sappy, Takak. Okay. Mao,
Yes.
Borowitz, Cook, Lime,
No by designation.
Gregory, Jones,
No by designation.
Grim Krupa,
Yes by designation.
Lawrence,
Yes by designation.
Mostello, Owlett, Zimmerman.
Thank you very much, Paula. We have a majority, and House Bill 2357 is reported out of the House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. The final item on our agenda today is House Resolution 445, sponsored by myself, seconded by Representative Owlett. Destiny, would you please explain the resolution?
This resolution recognizes June as Dairy Month.
That's a tough one, isn't it? We all love our milk, and we apologize because we don't have the milk to do our toast.
You want them all?
Are there any discussions or questions? Are there any no votes? Seeing none, House Resolution 445 passes. Do any of the members of the committee have any comments for the good of the order? Of course, Representative Cook.
Goes without saying.
On the microphone. Bud, on the mic, please.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. We just wanted to say thank you for everybody who participated, made a successful second annual Blessing of the Balers. We've already begun working on in May of 2025 for the third annual Blessing of the Balers, and we would invite everybody to come and participate. It's not every day you see a drag race of tractors down Commonwealth Avenue, so again, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
And thank you, Representative Cook, for making sure that happens every year. It's a great event. If you haven't seen it, please come out. Purpose is to respect and understand. If we don't have that kind of support for our farmers and my ag industry, you're going to lose a lot of weight. We also have another representative who would like to make an announcement. Representative Takak.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to extend an invitation to all the members of the committee and any member of the House who would like to attend breakfast tomorrow morning. We're meeting at 7:45 in the Ryan Library. We're reorganizing, reconstituting the Timber Caucus as the Forest Caucus. And as many of you know, agriculture is Pennsylvania's #1 industry, and the largest segment of that is the hardwoods industry. It contributes over $39 billion a year to our economy, and I would argue much more because of the recreational opportunities and environmental benefits of healthy forests. So please, if you're interested, come on down and have some breakfast, and we'll have a great conversation. Thank
And
you.
where's that breakfast again, Representative?
It is in the Ryan Building in the library on the second floor.
Thank you.
7:45. Thank you.
7:45. Thank you very much. Anyone else for the good of the order? I want to thank once again the staff, Chairman Mao, Kerry and Destiny, Will, all of the folks that make this committee work. As you can see, there was a lot of work done beforehand. I appreciate their efforts moving our bills forward, making progress here in Pennsylvania for our #1 industry, agriculture. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.